Hello, welcome back. We are doing reflections today, and so we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first, I wanted to just reiterate we're changing the timing of things a little bit. So for the rest of the quarter, your tests will be on Fridays. And today you have a mastery check, but not an assessment. And this section 9.2 will be included on the mastery check. So it's a little bit different than it was before. Hopefully you've read that by now. But I wanted to make sure that we put it out there as many places as possible so that everybody knows what's going on. The mastery check will include sections 9.1, 9.2, as well as, I believe, 8.6. So those things will all be assessed on the mastery check today. And then on the test on Friday, it'll just be chapter 9 stuff. So translations, reflections, and then the next 2 units as well. Okay, so let's talk about reflections. Here we have, let's say we have that's not a very straight line. I'm going to try again. I don't know if I'll be able to do better or not, but I'm going to try. All right. Here we have a triangle. And let's just call that triangle A, B, C. If we had a line that we were going to reflect this across, whenever we reflect a shape, we always reflect across a line. So I'll put a line in here. So if we are going to reflect across this line, that means the orientation of this triangle is going to shift. Each point gets reflected. B is the closest to the line, so the new B, which we call B prime, will be close to the line. A is far away from the line. A prime will be far away from the line. And so just like you would see it in a mirror, the points get reflected like this. And we call them B prime, A prime, and C prime. These two triangles are facing in opposite directions, so we would say they have opposite orientations. And if we were to name these triangles, we would name this triangle, oops, that's supposed to be a triangle. We would name this triangle A, B, C. If you can see here, A, B, C, here the coordinates are going clockwise, but because my orientation is in the opposite direction on the other side, if I were to name this one, I would name it triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. And you can see then, if I trace A to B, B to C, and C back to A, here my circles are going in opposite directions. So, our essential understanding for today is that when you reflect a figure across the line, each point of the figure maps to another point the same distance from the line. So the distance from B to the line and B prime to the line, those are the same distance, but on the other side of the line, and the orientation of the figure reverses. So that's a little bit of vocab in there. So we have this word. That's interesting. We have this word maps, which I can't seem to, let's see. Oh, there it showed up. We have this word maps, and we have this word orientation, and those are important words when we're talking about reflections. Mapping just means that there's a one-to-one correspondence. B is mapped to B prime. A is mapped to A prime, and C is mapped to C prime. They are corresponding points from the original and reflected figures. And you can also see that here in this really great image of the Eiffel Tower. If you were to draw in the line of reflection, well, that would be kind of our horizon line here. And this wonderfully built reflection pool has each point, for example, the top, is the same distance. Well, it's probably not exactly the same because there's some things going on with angles here, but it is about the same distance. It looks almost, it might be exactly the same distance from that line. And any other point on this tower, we would name this maybe point A, this would be point A prime, this might be point B, and then point B prime would be here. And you can see how each point is the same distance from that line of reflection, and how the original orientation of the Eiffel Tower is obviously right side up, but the second orientation there is upside down. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. Make sure you take some notes on that vocabulary. There will be a good note suggestion for you on the next slide. And then we'll look at how we do some math on a coordinate grid with this stuff. All right, see you in the next video.